Hey, what's up everybody? I'm in Japan. If you like the videos, like, sub, silly, comment, share, support the channel if you can. I appreciate it. Thanks. Super chat, PayPal. If you want to leave a super like, if you want to buy me a tiramisu while I'm in Japan, thank you. I guess a life update to keep the channel active. Obviously, I guess I'm in Japan. Not staying too long this time because I just have way too much doctor stuff to do and I gotta go back to America in a few weeks for a lot of unfun stuff, basically. So how should I even start this? Well, I guess something funny before I get into like just my rambly stream of consciousness thoughts. I actually got recognized for Karnovs Revenge of all things. I think I've been recognized probably 6 times while I'm in Japan, and you know, I've been recognized even when I was in Turkey, and you know, I get stopped pretty often. Even in America, people stop me, right? But I do feel like it's pretty weird to get recognized in Japan of all places, and for Karnov's Revenge. Who would have thought? I gotta say, that's probably the least thing that I ever thought I would get recognized for and stopped for. Karnov's Revenge. Well, there you go. I mean, I guess technically, you know, I was considered the best player in the world at one time. So, I don't know. That's kind of funny. Shout outs to Alex and his Argentina friends. I guess maybe that makes sense. Karnov's Revenge, kind of a poverty game. If somebody's going to recognize you for Karnov's Revenge, it's going to be some South American dudes who are just randomly happen to be in Japan as well, right? Anyway, thanks for the positive vibes for those guys, and thanks for watching the channel. Who knows? Maybe they're actually secret haters of mine, and they were trying to get me to slip up or something, but they failed. Anyway, I don't know. Thought that was weird. But besides that, how have I been doing lately? I mean, life has been so fucking hard. Like, part of me almost was thinking, I mean, I already paid for the hotel and everything, and I had flight credits, so. But, you know, life has been I've been pretty down lately. I've not been feeling good, obviously. What's been going on this past year? I mean, obviously, if you watch the health videos, the TRT has gone badly that I've been trying. If anything, the most positive thing I can say about the TRT, well, besides the fact that I do see better, which is quite strange, which I didn't realize my sight was getting worse, but TRT has helped me see colors better. And like, even looking at this, I can see the contrast of the colors. It's very strange. And there's a little bit more energy, but besides that, you know, it's sad that the best thing I can say about TRT is that for all my haters that think I've used steroids before anything, the fact that this has gone so badly just also proves I haven't, because, you know, things have not been going good with it. You know, I'm already doing cancer stuff, you know, because of, you know, I gotta see cancer doctor all the time because of like APS sort of stuff. And, you know, it's just like affecting like my blood in like a not good way. Like, there's a rare, you know, chance that I didn't want to. She was like staring at me, but I didn't want to like get her on camera. Trying not to like focus on people, but you know, I lost my train of thought now. You know, it's like fucking with my blood. I've been anemic. You know, losing all this ferritin. I'm not donating any blood or anything. Can't figure out what's going on with that. But I guess there's a rare chance that some people on TRT, even if they don't have to donate blood or something, messes up with their ferritin. Of course, I have APS, which is something I go to the cancer doctor for. So my blood is already kind of fucked up, right? And then if you think of from like lupus and everything, that I got to take all this medicine to keep even my blood flow. I mean, so that's not going good. Hormone stuff, it just is, it just shows how much this radiation is like fucked me up. That, you know, it's like still, even on TRT, it's just not really converting a lot of the free testosterone that I need. So that's been very disappointing, and I'm thinking about getting off of it because it's just been, you know, I definitely did not start TRT to actually have, worsening stuff. And then that's, whatever. If you watched all this shit with that, you think about the beginning of the year, I got bit by that. I don't remember if I showed that on, I don't remember if that was on Instagram, although I'm gonna have a new Instagram now since I still haven't been able to get back my old Instagram, which was falsely flagged as a fake sex scam account, but still trying to get that back. But I don't remember if I made a YouTube video about it or posted it on Instagram. I got bit by some fucking spider, had some kind of fucking allergic reaction at the beginning of last year, and all my skin started peeling. I had fucking a terrible fucking year for cluster headaches, most painful human condition known to man, just 4 months, maybe longer. And, I want you, I don't think people understand. Thankfully, my cluster headaches I'm not in a bad period right now, just regular migraine stuff, which sucks. But, just months and months of cluster headaches, so fucking painful. And, those are it feels like you could die. They're so fucking painful, dude. And if you read about it, people that have given birth, or if women get them, they're more painful than childbirth. And I know this video is very complainy, but that's what this is going to be with random stories. Just 4 months of just giving birth multiple times a week. Very fucking painful, dude. It just has not been. Let's hurry up. I've been just struggling. It was a very bad year. Then COVID multiple times in the hospital. My immune system. Oh, and then I was in the ER before I left for Japan. They were checking on my heart, but it just looks like my spleen is getting so big that my spleen is pressing against the nerves. And your spleen is kind of close to your heart, so. No, it's not your heart, your spleen. Just getting so big. All these infections just seemingly it just looks like it's pressing against the nerves, which is giving me problems and pain. I don't know. I'm not in a good place mentally, I would say, from being just sick so often for a year now. And I got long COVID again for the second time now. And I gotta say, dude, this COVID shit I've been going through is so fucking bad. I have to stop. I have to stop before I can even get ready to go out because there is so much fucking hair coming out all over the place, dude. So I don't know. It's just I've been very down, not feeling good about things, and other things too, God, how do I even segue into this? Okay, so I said, those Argentina guys, they came up to me, and that's kind of cool. It's kind of weird that I get recognized in different countries, and like I said, I think this is the 6th time that I've been recognized in Japan, actually. And that's kind of cool, but there's also people recognize me in negative ways, and because of the way, well, I guess those guys, they stopped me for video game stuff, but certainly some people recognize me just because of how I look. And I'm here and again in Japan, and people are always like, "Oh, Final Fantasy guy again, you're back," blah blah blah. You know what I mean? People recognize me in the area, which is pretty cool. And there's even people that I didn't meet last time. They're like, "Yeah, we remember you. You're the Final Fantasy guy." We didn't talk last time, but part of that kind of stuff is cool, but there's also very negative things about it. I talked about how I'm in the suburbs right now, so there you go. Japan just doesn't. Well, that's something you'll notice about Japan. Japan just doesn't really care. People just jaywalk all the time. Anyway, so during the day I like coming to the quiet suburbs because I'm just a quiet kind of person, I guess. And then go to the city at night, but there's negative things because of how I look too, right? I said last time I was in Japan that people were spreading rumors that I was a cop, and there's this guy apparently, and he was apparently he was jealous, and he's too good looking, he doesn't have to pay for sex, you got to make sure everybody hates him. And I remember hearing that, and I was just so flabbergasted that someone would like go around and start spreading that rumor. And it's funny because I went to, so I was talking to some of the Japanese guys, kind of like the leader, you know, talking to guys and girls about it. And it's almost kind of funny because when I was talking to them, they started glazing me up. They're like, you're like the coolest person here. You're like like this one girl, while I was talking to the guys, the girl started chiming in. She's like, you look like you're from another world. She's like, you're the best looking guy I've ever seen in my entire life. And then the guys start chiming in, and he's like, dude, even if you were a cop, the girls would still want to fuck you. They would definitely, they don't care if you would be a cop. That's how good looking you are. But obviously, some people do care, so I just thought that, to hear that. And then I know I got a friend named Marco. He's here. He actually threatened one of the guys lying about me. And it's funny, like this guy, like, and this goes to another thing I should talk about. It just shows that like some people really are evil and just like sociopaths, which you probably, if you watch my channel for video game stuff, you should know that, right? So it's a pretty gloomy day today, but I've said before, you can actually see Mount Fuji over there on a very clear day. It's pretty cool. But this just goes to show that some people are like complete sociopaths and like psycho, not just from video game stuff, but because of like how I look. Like, so this Marco guy that I know, he went and he threatened the guy that was going around lying about me. And he changed the story to no, it was this other girl that has been telling everybody that Clayton is a cop to get people to hate him, which makes absolutely no sense, right? And so then, no joke, almost like to troll me or something, this Korean guy comes up to me and he's like, yeah, I was talking to that guy, we're smoking, and he's like, yeah, that douchebag Clayton, he's a cop, blah blah blah. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? and he told the guy, he's like, he's not a cop. He's like, well, he's a douchebag, fuck him, or something like that. And I'm like, how insecure are you that, like, I don't know, I just think that, how am I like getting involved in drama? And it's like, I don't care about any of this shit, dude. And I think that, again, I looked at like my hospital stuff, and just like, if you count like just blood tests and everything, I've been in the hospital 25 times in less than 3 months, dude. That's like how my health has been lately, dude. It has not been good. I'm sick all the time. And it just is, it's a shitty situation, and I feel really bad. I feel bad about myself. I don't feel good about everything that's going on. Like, this TRT has not gone good, and it's actually had side effects, which is, definitely I did not start taking. The whole reason I didn't want to take TRT is because I was afraid I'd be one of those people that something bad would happen to, and seemingly that is going on. And then, I also got to do, right when I get back to America, I got to do a capsule study to make sure I'm not bleeding internally, because it's like, why are you losing so much ferritin right now? And of course, obviously, I have my own insecurities, because of how I look. Like, it's weird that people recognize me because of how I look, and I actually don't like how I look, right? But, it just is, I don't know. Another thing too is, and this, I've showed many stories like this on my Instagram. Just in America, people will come up to me, stop me, ask me for pictures and all this kind of stuff, but there's also like weird and creepy stuff where I've had, and it's happened recently, like I will start getting messages, and this actually happened, specifically on Snapchat, which I don't use very often, but, it is what it is, right? And I was getting just random messages, and like people like just randomly sending me pictures of just like pretty stalker kind of stuff, of like people like, oh yeah, we just saw you at the mall, took a picture of you. But they won't say hi. I don't know if people know what it's like. That's pretty weird, that for people to like randomly sneak pictures of you, and then they just like start sending it to you that, yeah, I see you there. I saw you today. I saw it, but I won't say hi to you. And sometimes, I also get stuff like that. Like, I feel like it's supposed to be a compliment that, maybe they like how I look, but it's like kind of stalkerish behavior, dude. And it makes me also feel I guess the positive thing would be that, oh, they must think that you're cool, but there's also a thing like it makes me, maybe it's just like the pessimist in me. It's like, am I like too ugly to talk to or something? You're gonna like rant like, oh, like I said, it's weird. Sometimes it's not even like a picture of my back or something like that. I literally have had people like girls just run in front of me, take pictures, and then like run away and start laughing. And it almost is it's like I said, it's kind of creepy. Like I know there's probably a part of it that's supposed to be a compliment, but part of it also kind of makes me feel like I'm ugly, or like maybe I'm just like a bad person or something. And even though I try to be as friendly as I can be, people have no idea, the health situation and everything that is going on. It's been a very bad year now, for a year period of the year. Things are very difficult, right? And I don't know, that shit is just, it's really weird. It's creepy. It's not like a good feeling. And and again, some of these stories I've posted before. Like I had a group of girls, they actually then later came up to me and they did apologize, but most people don't when they do that. And it's really weird. It makes you feel kind of like you're an animal or something like that. And part of me is kind of like, man, I'm old, but people still think I'm cool for some reason. But I don't feel cool, and I can tell I'm getting older and older. Like COVID, when I look at pictures of me before the first time I got COVID, dude, it is like pretty drastic how much like getting COVID for the first time, then getting long COVID, and even like I said, the doctors have even been like, I cannot believe you just have like no immunity anymore, right? And like, God, at this point my spleen was like pressing against me, like almost like I was having a heart attack. It was going down my arm and into my face and everything. I just have like no immunity at this point. I think that the TRT going as badly as it has, it just shows how much this radiation has like fucked me up, dude. Like, it's crazy to think you're taking medicine that's supposed to fix it and the medicine is ineffective, right? I mean, there's, a couple things that it is, I feel it, but I don't know, man. I think it just goes, I don't even do, I'm just kind of rambling. I don't know. I feel very, down about life. Like I'm in Japan and, this is still what I do. I do mundane, simple things, and then I gotta hear stories about me. Oh, Clayton has sex with every girl. Clayton's doing all this crazy stuff. He's a bad person. And it's just like, just as usual, I can only wish the most horrible life on all these people that lie about me all the time, that think I have the most, like, what do you think I'm doing in Japan? I go walk around, dude. This is my so exciting life, right? Like, but at least it's a change of scenery. But, I just think about, and then I think about the video game situation, and, God, there's some guy, he's making videos about me, how he knows that I can play video games and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, dude, do you realize that I even said, even for a game like Final Fantasy VII Remake when it came out, I had to take breaks playing an RPG. Like, that is the situation my hands are in right now. I literally just showed I'd somehow dislocated the nerves in my arm. I didn't even realize that was possible. Like, it's no wonder I'm in so much pain, besides having surgery already before. I got tendinosis, not even tendinitis, tendinosis. Like, my muscles and tendons are like degenerating at this point, dude. Like, my health is, I don't know, dude. Like, I really feel like the life draining from me, right? Like, it is so hard to not fake, it's so hard to not fake, it's so hard to fake not being sick, right? Okay, say that 5 times fast, right? I just feel so bad all the time, and I'm trying to be positive and everything like that, and it's very, very difficult. And then I think I got those crazy stalkers for video games. Like, I don't know what that dude is. I didn't even click the video, but I'm like, who is this motherfucker making videos, like, talking about me about video games again? It's like, let it go, dude. Oh boy. Well, I'm at On Rakute. I fucking love On Rakute. It's Such a simple, peaceful meal. This has been me rambling about life. Not a very positive thing right now, but that's kind of how I'm feeling. I'll try to do some more Japan stuff while I'm here, but like I said, I'm not staying too long this time because health has not been good and I don't have a lot of free time to not be in the hospital right now. But if you like the videos, like, sub, comment, share, support the channel if you can. Appreciate it. Thanks. The end.